Have you ever pondered why learning and development is so crucial in our lives and workplaces? Imagine a world where we stop learning after school. The monotony of stagnation, the lack of innovation, the plateau of personal growth. It's unthinkable, isn't it? That's because learning and development are the lifeblood of our existence and our success. In our personal lives, continuous learning helps us grow, explore new perspectives, and become more adaptable. It fuels our curiosity, broadens our understanding, and enriches our experiences. Now let's look at the professional realm. Here, learning and development take on a whole new level of importance. They drive innovation, boost productivity, and foster a culture of continuous improvement. They are the pillars that support an organization's success, enabling it to navigate change, stay competitive, and thrive in the face of adversity. Indeed, the significance of learning and development cannot be overstated. To understand this better, we need to delve into the life cycle of learning and development operations. This life cycle is a continuous process, a journey that starts even before an individual joins the team and continues throughout their tenure. It's like a well-oiled machine with several interconnected gears, each playing a crucial role. The first stage is the needs assessment. Here, we identify what skills are missing within the team and what learning opportunities can help bridge that gap. Next is the design and development phase. This is where we take those identified needs and create a structured learning program. Once we have a plan, we move on to implementation. This is the stage where learning happens. After that, we step into the evaluation phase. We assess how effective the learning was, what worked, what didn't, and how we can improve. And then, we loop back to the beginning. These stages form an ongoing cycle, each leading to the other, fostering constant growth and development. The first stage of this cycle is the needs assessment. This is the phase where we identify the learning needs of individuals or an organization. It's much like being a detective, looking for the clues that indicate where knowledge and skills may be lacking. Imagine you're constructing a building. You wouldn't start without first understanding what kind of structure you're aiming to create, would you? The same principle applies here. We need to know what the desired end result looks like before we start. In the context of a business, this could mean identifying areas where employees lack certain skills or knowledge that are critical for their roles. For individuals, it might mean recognizing areas for personal growth and development. This stage is crucial because it allows us to tailor the learning and development operation to the specific needs of the learners. It's about being strategic and focused, and not wasting resources on areas that aren't necessary. The needs assessment stage sets the foundation for the entire learning and development operation. Following needs assessment, we move to the design and development stage. Here, the magic begins, as we take the insights and needs identified in the previous step and start crafting a bespoke learning program. The aim of this stage is to create a learning journey that is not only educational but engaging and relevant. We start by defining the learning objectives. What skills or knowledge do we want the learners to acquire? What behaviors do we want to change or reinforce? With these objectives in mind, we then develop the learning materials and resources. These may take various forms, from written manuals and guides to interactive e-learning modules, videos, or even immersive virtual reality experiences. The choice of format will depend on the specific learning needs, available resources, and technological capabilities. It's also important to design the learning experience itself. This involves structuring the content in a logical and progressive manner, incorporating interactive elements to engage the learners, and providing opportunities for feedback and self-assessment. The development of these resources is an iterative process, involving testing, refining, and tweaking until we have a learning program that is effective and engaging. Remember, the goal is not merely to transfer information, but to enable learning, to inspire change, and to empower the learners. The design and development stage is about creating a roadmap for learning. It's about setting the stage for a transformative learning journey that meets the learner's needs and aligns with the organization's goals. Once the roadmap is ready, we move to the implementation stage. This is where the rubber meets the road, where our carefully crafted learning program is put into action. This stage is all about the effective and efficient delivery of learning materials to the intended recipients. Imagine our learning program as a well-prepared meal. The needs assessment was the gathering of the ingredients, the design and development was the cooking, and now, the implementation is the serving. No matter how appetizing a meal may be, if it's not served properly, it loses its appeal. Similarly, the success of any learning program largely depends on how it's implemented. There are several ways to deliver learning materials. It could be in the form of face-to-face classes, online courses, or blended learning. The method chosen should align with the learning needs and preferences of the recipients. For instance, if the learners are geographically dispersed, an online course might be the best option. If the learning requires hands-on practice, a face-to-face class or a blended approach might work better. Moreover, the timing of the delivery is equally important. Learning should be paced in a way that allows learners to absorb and assimilate the information effectively. In essence, implementation is not merely about delivering learning materials, it's about delivering them in the right way, to the right people, at the right time. The success of the implementation stage is crucial for the effectiveness of the learning operation. The final stage in the life cycle of learning and development operations is evaluation. This is the moment of truth, where we measure the impact and effectiveness of our learning program. It's like the final act of a play, where all the pieces come together and we get to see if our performance hit the mark. Evaluation is not just about ticking boxes or going through the motions, it's about assessing whether the learning program has achieved its intended outcomes. Has it enhanced skills? Has it increased knowledge? Has it changed behaviors or attitudes? These are the questions that the evaluation phase seeks to answer. There are various methods to conduct an evaluation. One common approach is the use of surveys or questionnaires. These can provide a wealth of data, from learner satisfaction to the perceived relevance of the content. Another method is testing, where learners are assessed on their understanding and application of the knowledge gained. Observations and interviews can also be valuable tools, providing qualitative insights into learner experiences and outcomes. Feedback is a crucial element of the evaluation stage. It's not just about collecting data, but interpreting it and using it to drive continuous improvement. Feedback can come from various sources, from the learners themselves, from their peers, from their supervisors, or even from clients or customers who interact with them. This feedback, both positive and negative, becomes the catalyst for refining and enhancing the learning program. Importantly, the evaluation phase is not the end, but rather a beginning. It's a springboard for the next cycle of learning and development. The insights gained from evaluation inform the needs assessment for the next round, helping to identify gaps and opportunities for further learning. It's a continuous process, an ongoing journey of growth and improvement. In essence, evaluation is about learning from our actions, refining our approach, and striving for better outcomes. It's about being accountable for our efforts and committed to continuous improvement. It's about ensuring that our learning and development operations deliver real value, making a positive difference in the lives of our learners and in the success of our organizations. Evaluation closes the loop, providing valuable insights for the next cycle of learning and development. The life cycle of learning and development operations does not end with evaluation. Quite the contrary, it is only the beginning of a new cycle. The wealth of insights garnered from the evaluation phase serve as a catalyst to kickstart the next round of needs assessment. This feedback loop is the beating heart of continuous learning and development. Picture this. The evaluation process uncovers areas of improvement, shedding light on the gaps that exist. These insights then feed into the needs assessment stage, tailoring the learning and development objectives to address these gaps. This cyclical process ensures a perpetual evolution of learning strategies, consistently adapting to the ever-changing needs and requirements. This cycle fosters an environment of continuous growth and improvement, not just for an individual, but for organizations as a whole. It drives innovation, fuels productivity, and propels us forward towards success. And so the cycle of learning and development continues, driving growth and success in our personal and professional lives.